Kukrudu.
Eshi.
Kukrudu.
Eshi.
Kukrudu.
Eshi. Rado.
Good evening, party members. Good evening, Ghanaians in Rulola. Good evening to everybody present. Tonight, I first want to take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers of this event. I found it difficult initially to come. So I said, okay, every August, I come to America for my checkup. So I would like to do it. I would like to do it in August. But when the time was drawing near, I wanted to change my mind because I'm heavily occupied in Ghana. But I said, no, I have to keep to my word. No, if you say A, you make sure you go accordingly. And I started a journey 3 days ago. So I'm here today to interact and also inaugurate the Arizona chapter of MPP. But before that, I would like to share a few words with you about MPP. MPP, and anyway, let me recognize my auntie here. My auntie is here, and she's my classmate as well. One of my boys too here. Abu is also there. They are all from my hometown. Yeah, so I'm not a stranger here. Well, I think each and everyone here is anxious to hear something from me, especially in relation to our country. What I want to say this evening is that MPP is a good political party for our country, and therefore you're not going to regret if you join the party today. Initially, I thought MPP was an aristocratic party, and that was the feeling of most of the people. But when you look at the policies and what is actually being implemented in Ghana, we are more than socialists, because we make sure our policy takes care of the ordinary people, whereas our opponents who call themselves socialists, they behave like aristocrats and always making sure they maximize their theft at the expense of the ordinary people. And MPP is trying to change that. So anybody who wants to join the party, like I always say, in Ghana, we tease Kwabutwe people. They say, no, they are the best school. We tell them, well, our disco boys, when we are in school, they call us black monkeys. But when the women become so matured and they're looking for husbands, they first look for disco boys. That is why they're boogies. So if you are looking for a political party, first think of MPP. So it's a very good party because we allow everybody to speak his mind. Well, sometimes when we go over the board, we check. No two ways about it. But we are very, very tolerant. We allow and accept people's opinions and use that as a policy. What is going on in our country now can be compared to Barack Obama. George Bush Jr. messed up this country, and Obama inherited a mess, collapse of the financial sector and the economy. And that is exactly what is happening to Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP government in Ghana. I want to take it one by one. I'm not going to keep long because I'll leave the floor for you to ask questions. At least I have to brief you. And I'm not a stereotype. What we are not doing well tonight, I'll tell you. Whatever we are doing good for the country, I'll tell you. So don't be scared that I'm going to be stereotyped and always queue for MPP. No. I stand for Ghana first.
Yes.
But I always remember what President Mahama said when Nana Akufo-Addo, the then candidate, criticized him. He said he made a mistake, but he had a point by saying that if you've not been a president before, you can't criticize. That is not the way to put it, but I thought you could have said, if you are not there yet, don't criticize. Because if you get there, then you will see. That is exactly what is happening to MPP. Before we took over power, I was criticizing NDC harshly. And because they were in power, they were able to suppress the information and not let people know the magnitude of the corruption and theft. And when they took over, there was nobody there to control. So the problem started unfolding itself. And my dear brothers and sisters, if MPP will also continue the same way, Ghana will collapse. What NDC has done, I don't see why they should come back to power again. But again, people are grumbling. So soon they've forgotten what we inherited and they are complaining. And if we don't take time, 2020 will be tough for MPP. But as a matter of fact, if it comes to good work, 4 days ago, I was on radio telling them that there are two policies that Ghanaians in the diaspora, Ghanaians back home should support the president to achieve those two goals. They are the stopping of Galamsey, the ban on Galamsey, then the free SHS. Now, I was in China last week, and in my conversation with them, I realized the whole world, engineers that China produce in a year is more than the engineers produce in the whole world every year. Yeah. And it comes about because of free education. So I think we should support free SHS. But the way they are going about it with politics, and what saddens my heart is the very people that enjoy free education, they are the very ones criticizing. And when you look at Mahama, President Mahama's father was a minister. Mahama attended Achimota. But because of free education, he was taken to Tamale Secondary School, enjoyed it. And now he is criticizing free SHS. I think each and every one here has a duty. And the duty is to call one person back, your family member. Tell him or her to embrace this policy. Because it is through education that most of us are here. No, we didn't have it easy. And now, when I'm talking to my girls, I tell them what I went through. Then they go back to ask their mother. I say, look at your mother's skin sitting here. And look at my skin. So I show you, she knows, the hustle we went through. We went to, I was in a very good school with rich people's kids all over, and a boy from Aseidu. Even when I speak English, when a teacher comes to the class, I was tall, so I was always at the back. First time the teacher or the master will introduce himself and ask, yes. So when it gets to my turn, because I'm at the back, all the young kids will just tell. I will not even mention my name, then they will shout. They will shout, Ken Agyapong. And today, I always praise a champion. My time was a champion. At least I went to 643. What is happening to our kids today? When you come to Parliament, for instance, we have about 90% of the MPs coming from rural areas. Whoever thought that you have Vansepim, Adisco, Augustins, Prempeh, Opokuare, all those schools? Why is it that majority of parliamentarians come from the schools that are not even recognized in Ghana? It is because they were given opportunity. It's because they were given opportunity. And now they've been able to excel. How many Adisco boys are there? I think there are about 4. But you have various schools that have produced politicians. And when you check the background of most of the politicians, you see that they all come from poor homes like myself. And today, a son of Lazarus is here to talk to you because I was given opportunity. So I think free SHS, we should all embrace it. But the way they're criticizing it, I have a policy that one argument they raise, and I always say that, look, they claim to know everything, but they are dumb. And when you say that, they say the guy is insulting. But sometimes you have to let them know, let them feel it in their bones so that they go and think. Yeah, because if you say that we should have stopped for a while and make sure that we put all the ideas together before we start, there is no policy in the world that you can sit in your room and plan and go out there without encountering difficulties. You need to start, and as the problems unfold itself, you solve them one by one. How can you just sit in a room with thinkers, come and say that free SHS in the next 5 years, we're going to roll it out? You got to start now. We have started. The problems are coming. We need to solve them. We are building more schools now. Yes, to cater for everybody. They said the shift system. I went to Bantama Presby. I was in B. Some students were in A. What we're doing that time was that the A will go in the morning for 1 month, B will be in the afternoon for 1 month. Then we change. B will go in the morning, A will go in the afternoon. Has it changed Ken Agyapong's life? It has given me opportunity. And now people are criticizing that why should the shift system, you're going to cheapen our education. And I keep telling them, look, even if I get a teacher under a tree with a blackboard, it will make a difference in my life than no teacher or not going to school at all. So it's one kind of a policy that Nana Akufo-Addo has introduced, and I think we should commend it. It's not selfish, it's selfless. The second one is a ban on this Galamsey. Ghanaians have not been bold to criticize. Now there's a pressure on the government, even within our own political party. He's been firm so far, but he's a human being. Sometimes the pressure comes on him. Now, if we don't take time, we are going to lose, because most of the Galamsey areas are MPP strongholds. And he's a human being, although he's a staunch politician. I'm not speaking for him, but I feel for him that if he doesn't take time, MPP will curse Nana Akufo-Addo that because of you, we had only one term. Because everybody, especially Dunkwa, Draposo area and the rest, are complaining. But my brothers and sisters here, if you happen to be home, as I speak in my constituency, we have a Chinese company for pipe-borne water. We need a pipe-borne water in our same area, but there's not a single river there that we can dam. We have Ochi, we have Pra. All these rivers, because of Galamsey, we cannot even drink. So what are we going to do? I was in China watching TV and I saw pictures of about 500 to 800 cows struggling just to sip the water from a pond because of farming in Australia. Today you are here. The scientists are saying that in the next 20 to 50 years, some part of the earth will be uninhabitable. And I'm telling you, with what is happening in Ghana, you will not be surprised. Maybe you will not be alive to witness this. Part of Ghana, nobody can live there. And it's not only living there, but the problem is the sickness that these Galamsey, because one, they're spoiling the soil, the earth, with cyanide, mercury, a whole lot of things. And I will tell you the truth. If you all don't come together and help the president, there are strong guys both in MPP and NDC doing this Galamsey. I'll not come here and tell you NDC alone. No, it's not true. We have a lot of MPP guys, I know, doing this Galamsey and therefore always putting pressure. I have interviewed a lot of people from Danger, and they were all MPP boys complaining bitterly that now they are not going to vote. But I keep telling them, today you will get the money. Tomorrow you contract a disease that the money cannot pay for. Some of the children or guys in the Galamsey areas, now when you see them, they are shivering, their hands are shaking like this. Because this same mercury and the cyanide that they use, when they finish, they wash their hands and go home. Now it's taking a lot of us to educate them, but we don't have the political will to ban it completely. And when you hear Kwaku Baakun and Nas and the rest supporting a Canadian-Russian company called CNG Alaska, Alexa, the way they have destroyed our forests. As this, when I was going through the documents that I chanced on, I saw Neil Osamels, who was the minister then. You know, such ministers should lash them openly for not thinking through giving permit and license for a foreigner just to go and destroy our land. And what pains me is that this Canadian guy now has taken the 34-mile square land and leasing it to Ghanaians. If you're white and you're all Chinese, you pay 100,000 per acre, cities. Then you pay 300 grams, 350 ounces of gold every month. You pay 10,000 cedis for security. This white man sitting in that forest has his own fees for even the indigents. And we are not doing anything about it. When I went through the documents, I saw a clause at bullet point 10 that his license expires on the 8th of August. We call Sir John and he's not even aware that that company is not supposed to work from on the 8th of August 2018. I called the Minerals Commission, said yes, he's aware. He's never going to renew that license. It is not only CNG Alaska. The Ghanaians themselves. In my constituency, there's a place very close to Dunkwa, Aseidu Samai. The chief himself was doing it. And now he passed away. That brings me to what is in the Bible. It says, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his life? All these guys are making the money. So when they contract disease, what will happen to them? I told them again, a day will come that you have the money, but you can't buy food. A young man phoning into the radio station and said, what I'm saying is true because wherever they use the cyanide and the mercury, the water, the land, you don't see anything again. It's bare. You can't use it. And you'll be surprised that in 2016, February, this new Osamels, the Minister for Lands and Forestry, then 1 year more, I think, Forestry Commission signed an agreement that when they destroy the land, every hectare, 1 hectare, they'll pay $2,000. So I asked Sir John that, have you received that money? And are you sure the damage that has been done to the earth or the forest, can the $2,000 rehabilitate it? I mean, I don't know how we vote some people to power and say we shouldn't talk about it. So long as I live, and so long as I cannot change my identity as a Ghanaian, I will continue to talk. Because some people sacrifice their lives. In America, my role model is Abraham Lincoln. You can read about Abraham Lincoln and see how he fought to unify the United States of America. I was late because I was listening to the news of McCain and the role he has played in American politics. We learn from them and we take it back home. Then third one, we see the banking policies. 7 banks have collapsed because, let me take Capital Bank for instance. So those of you who think MPP is not doing well, so that you change your mind. Capital Bank, Mensa Waterbell took 120 million Ghana cedis, gave it to Glyco Insurance. If you are reading on the net, Glyco has resigned as board chairman because of that. 120 million, gave it to Glyco. They went to the Bank of Ghana. They want to establish a bank. They gave them the license. Immediately that they took the license, they took the money back to Capital Bank. What it means is that Sovereign Bank started with 0%. 0%. When you go to Unibank, 300. I was in China when a presenter called me and said, oh, Ibrahim wants to explain his side of the story to you. He took 300 million and for his cement or whatever he hasn't paid. There are rules. She was in a banking sector in America here. One bank cannot give 75 million. When I converted the 300 million, that time when he took it, $75 million was given to Ibrahim. And now we can't get the money back. When we were coming, it's not easy. Politics is tough. A man is dead. His children came to me when I was about to go to the airport because they've not heard me speak. So they wanted to tell me their side of the story. You know, they've taken the bank itself, the relatives have taken loans. The children. And they've all defaulted. Their friends, the board chairman, all of them took loans and they've defaulted, they haven't paid. When you put these 7 banks together, as of now, and I know it's going to exceed what I'm going to put. What we have uncovered now is 8 billion. 8 billion as of the time that you took it. When you do the conversion, 8 billion cedis. When you do the conversion, it's $2 billion. Yes. So if you are here and you hear that they've collapsed some banks and some people are making propaganda, but luckily now people are, today for instance, on my way to the airport, I was watching Joy TV, and all the 3 panelists were in favor of it. A small country like Ghana, a poor country like Ghana, $2 billion is just gone down the drain. I asked myself, why is it that the $2 billion is with individuals and there's no impact in the economy? $2 billion, no impact. They bought hotel apartments, houses in Dubai, South Africa, UK. A few of them bought some here in US. See, they are not able to use the money because their background in Ghana, when they were politicians or before they became politicians, will give them away. Even if he has good intention to establish a business, the first question you ask is, this business is for you. Where did you get the capital? Because of that, most of them take the money away. And I know for sure by the time we finish the investigation, we'll reach about 12 billion. Yeah. This is how government supervises looting. And I can tell you, Glyco is a very good friend of mine. Mensa Otabel, a sympathizer of MPP. Royal Bank, they came to me, they are all sympathizers of MPP. But MPP's policy is Ghana first. So we've taken over. We didn't want to say that this man helped the party and therefore we are covering up. That will not help the country because the money is too much to cover up for somebody. So we are streamlining these things to make sure Ghana is on the right footing again. When it comes to national health insurance, let me take VRA. VRA, we took over with a debt of 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. The last time I checked their books, they are left with a debt of 150 million. And they finished paying the 1.2. National health insurance, the debt that they left, we've paid 70% of it within these 18 months. So far, we are not doing badly.